How much impact do you think a movie can have on a market's ability to drive hotel pricing? Well, under certain circumstances, lots actually. Today on Lighthouse Quick Takes, we are going to look at the annual event Eurovision, which just took place in Basel, Switzerland back in May. Now, if you're not familiar, Eurovision is one of the world's largest and most watched music competitions, and it's known for uniting countries through a live showcase of original songs. And each country submits an original song, which is performed live, and then you have voting to determine the winner. Fun fact, Eurovisions from a while ago were actually what springboarded the careers of global stars like ABBA and Celine Dion. And I love Celine Dion. So, like I said, the event just passed in Basel, and pricing was strong. Really quick, going to pop the pricing results on the screen, and especially those weekend days, the Friday and Saturday nights, showing 164% and 221% year-over-year gains. But we are not here to talk about that. We're here to discuss a story that we uncovered while we were researching Eurovision. More specifically, we're here to talk about Eurovision 2021, which was held in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Now, what made this particular Eurovision noteworthy, other than taking place during a global pandemic, is that about a year before the event, a movie called Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga, was released on Netflix, and it was starring Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams. Now, the movie was originally going to be released in May of 2020 on Netflix and coincide with the 2020 Eurovision contest. However, due to a little something called COVID-19, Eurovision 2020 was canceled, and they released the movie a month later in June. Now, I want to show you something. This is the price evolution for stays in Rotterdam during Eurovision, and this tracks the aggregate pricing for hotel stays across all days of the contest and how those prices evolved based on the lead time leading up to the event. So to be clear, this is the aggregate final pricing, meaning the pricing as if you booked on the stay dates themselves, and everything you see before is how pricing moved leading up to the event. And what jumps out at everyone? That's right, this point where pricing suddenly surged over 300 days before the event. I bet you see where I'm going with this. What happened at this point? That's right, Rachel McAdams and Will Ferrell made their way into the homes of quarantined people all throughout the world. And hoteliers knew it, and they capitalized on the buzz created by the movie, and they used that excitement to drive pricing upward. And look, they held pricing at that level for a while, up until around the 100-day lead time mark, at which point they corrected it downward to fill the empty rooms in their hotels. We say it every week, you can always adjust pricing downward as the event gets closer. And that's exactly what they did. So, being a revenue manager, it's not a science, it's an art. There are so many things that can affect a traveler's mindset and their desire to travel to an event. And case in point, this is one of them. Will Ferrell is one of them. Netflix is one of them. People in the summer of 2020, locked in their houses, daydreaming about how nice it would be to go to the Netherlands next year and experience Eurovision for themselves. That is the degree to which a revenue manager needs to be keyed into their market and all things that touch and affect their market to ensure they don't miss on pricing opportunities and fall behind the eight ball. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure as always to spend a bit of time with you today. My name is Blake Ryder, and this has been Lighthouse Quick Takes.